we still passed it. And then funding for the LAS Hispanic Heritage Month also passed, and so did funding for UNICEF Campus Initiative.
Energy is pretty good tonight, today, and here. Let's see. All right, so I'll be reading Jessica Perez's report, the Director of Academic Affairs. So hello, Senators. I apologize for having to accept my nominations through letter, but unfortunately, for those who do not already know, I hold an off-campus job that makes it hard to make these meetings. Tonight, I'm being nominated for the Undergraduate Council, as well as the Academic Honesty Committee. For those of you that don't know, sitting on the Undergraduate Council is part of my job. It is my job to represent the ASUCM to the administration on faculty on matters of academic policy, Article 4, Section 5 of the ASUCM Constitution, and UGC deals with undergraduate academics. For example, among many things, UGC considers matters involving undergraduate admission and enrollment, and reviews, coordinates, and takes final action on all matters relating to courses of undergraduate instruction, including approval of new courses and modification, withdrawal of conduct, credit evaluation, and classification of existing courses. The duties of the UGC fall in line with my job as Director of Academic Affairs. The next appointment, which would be the Academic Honesty Policy Committee, was advised by our new Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education, Elizabeth White, or Witt. Elizabeth believes that whoever sits on UGC should sit on the Academic Honesty Committee, since both will be dealing with a lot of the same issues, and it would be more convenient to have the same student on both, so as to not waste time going over what the other committee is doing, since they'll already know. Now, I apologize again for not being there to answer questions personally, but you may always reach me, and her email's in the thing, during her office hours, Thursdays from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. She hopes that you will approve both of the nominations. And with that, moving into the presidential report. First thing I'd like to say is to again reiterate what Steve said. I would like to say great job last meeting. That was awesome. And reiterate also what Adam was saying. It wasn't just that less questions were asked. I thought that the environment was much more open for students to be able to come in. And in addition, the questions that you asked were really quality questions. I think that they were great. There were things that hadn't been discussed before that were important. And I really want to commend you all for that. That was a really great meeting. Just quickly going through a number of updates. For the lecture program, I'd also like to thank Rebecca Thompson for flying out here to give a presentation, a speech, a dinner, and also come to ASUCM to speak to you all, as well as Molly Bechtel and the Women's Programs Office of Student Life for partnering with us and doing that program. It was great. We had a pretty good turnout to the event, had a lot of great discussion for a couple hours. In addition, with the Commissioners' Council, I'm waiting for all the commissioners, then I'll begin planning all of those meetings. Senate elections are coming up. The packets are due tomorrow. I know I've been concerned with the number of students I've seen actually out petitioning. So for candidates that are signed up but not petitioning, they definitely need to make sure to get out there and talk to students. The external office was nice enough to invite me to attend a meeting and again register for ASUCM. I'm very excited about the new leaders of our lobby, Cor Filcova and Voter Reg, Aurea Bolaños. In addition, I'm having a volunteer group this Sunday for all applicants which applied to ASUCM but have not gotten a chance to work with staff or work with a commission yet. So this is to train them about ASUCM and keep them involved, keep the coal hot with them. In addition, I have some updates about the 2020 project. I temporarily filled in for the Campus Physical Planning Committee meeting today. I'm unclear on the privacy of that info, so I will get back to you on that and then report next week more on it. But they are continuing to move forward, trying to renovate the campus to make sure we can effectively hold 10,000 students, 10% graduates, and have all the facilities we need. I will be also following up with Court. As Senator Zisser mentioned, attendance and different stuff, issues seem to be arising with them. I want to meet with them individually, be able to talk with them, try and work with that. If you'd like to get any info about that or become a part of that, please let me know. And we'll also be working on exec bylaws. That will be a project for the future, but something I'll be working in our exec meetings. Bobcat Radio, I met with them today, as well as I met last week, of course, with Prodigy. I'm really excited about the different services we have for media, as well as, of course, Reach Authentic Media. I really appreciate all the great work that they're doing, and hopefully with Bobcat Media Commission, get that all working together as well. And my Davis trip as well. It's an exciting opportunity to possibly discuss any partnerships or collaboration with them, learning from their experiences, their auxiliaries. They have an $11 million budget. They've been doing it for a long time. I think we have a lot of stuff we can learn, which would be great. So I look forward to bringing all that back. I also wanted to bring up briefly the athletics fee and clarify that I'm hoping to get more students involved in this process. I feel that this is really how ASUCM should be representing students. That when students feel there's an issue that's important on campus, we should be trying to make sure that this is not a heated, emotional Facebook social media flurry and turning it into something where we can take it and move it constructively to get answers for students and accountability from the university. So please, again, as Ansel mentioned, sign up for that commission or committee if you're interested. I'm also looking for ASUCM officials who would like to serve on that. I know we've been talking about this issue for a while, so please get involved. This is not my personal committee. And working with Director Donovan in trying to address the situation, make sure ASUCM is involved in future decisions regarding students on campus. Lastly, as Steve mentioned, $400,000 this year. That's a huge amount of money. And how is it being allocated? Planning. I know that briefly I talked with Ken, having some type of a guideline of how that's going to be spent and having a discussion about that with Senate. Plan for that in the future. I really think that that was something that we can impart from last year. Really say how much do you want to go to RCOs, how much would you like to go to new programs, and that way we're able to plan for the coming year and clubs know what to expect. With that, I'll be moving on to ICC vetoes. I vetoed 2 proposals. One was 2 weeks ago. That was, I already mentioned, SHAPE, I believe. The most recent one was with the Veterans Club. That was, of course, mentioned with the t-shirt idea. I felt that it was a violation of 4.5.2 of the financial bylaws regarding personal items, as well as, if not a personal item, possibly a reward or award, which would also violate our financial bylaws. And I feel it's not a good precedent to set the example that we are funding t-shirts, especially not for advertising, but to hand out at the event. So it's not bringing more students to the event and not increasing its outreach. You, of course, have the option to overturn this veto if you feel this was incorrect. However, I feel that with the amount of money that's spent, that this might not be a good investment for ASUCM, and the club is more than willing or more than happy or encouraged to purchase the t-shirts on their own or seek sponsorship. We are not saying they can't do it, it's that this is not something necessarily I'd like to see funded, or in that specific item of it. I want to talk really briefly just about transitional leadership, and this is my standing away from the podium and moving my arms a lot period of the speech. One of the biggest things we're going to have this year is the issue with transitional leadership. It's the idea that we have a very qualified Senate. We have, I think, an executive branch that's actually getting along pretty well compared to past years, and we have a lot of potential to do great things. One of our biggest tasks is to make sure that after we leave, we're bringing in people that are better than us to these offices. We're bringing in new students that have experience, right? Students that are going to be able to continue on what we're doing. Otherwise, all the work we do this year will be for naught. It'll go away. The next year, it will be all gone, and they'll have to start all over again. With that, I know I've encouraged a lot of you privately, and I'd like to encourage you publicly to get staff. It is not only for yourself to help do more bills, to get more stuff. Senate can have staff. Every time you get someone involved in what you're working on, you will be able to take a student who didn't know anything about ASUCM and felt on the outside and bring them into kind of our community here, right? Bring them into projects and make them feel like they're really serving students, right? And that's incredibly important. In addition, I'm trying to get more students involved with the commission and involved under my office to keep the coal hot. Make sure that students feel that they're involved with ASUCM and that, of course, we're maintaining that value of collaboration with them. With that, I'd like to encourage students to please run for election, join staff, and also reach out to us. We have many opportunities, and we are also students as well. So if you have a thing that you would like to do, please approach us, discuss it, and see if it's something we can partner on. With that, I'd like to open it up to a Q&A with the senators, with I think 15 seconds I have left. What? A minute left. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I'm hoping to add this to my agenda report every week. Yeah.
Senator Gray. You said you vetoed 2 bills. What was the first one aside from the t-shirts?
I believe it was the Society of Hispanic Engineers, Professional Engineers, and that was due to, it was a bill that was a small ticket item in a big ticket item meeting. It was double for the amount, so it could be a big ticket item. I felt that that was to make it the first meeting, but not because the event needed that, right? So I vetoed it on that proposal. It's on the table now. It's against it. It was kind of a technical thing. So, thank you. Any other questions? Wonderful. Thank you so much.
We are now moving to the Treasurer's Report. Ken Gaffney, you have 10 minutes.